Foi o cara que cavou. Foi eu que cavei essa fossa. Foi eu. O Ismael. Pícero. A, E, I, O, U. Pícero. Estava na balada com o amigo Juan. E eu, Pícera. A, E, I, O, U. Pícero.
That guy, the one that was singing, is the one that made the septic tank. And one afternoon, 6 or 7 years ago, he was singing that same song, which I found and I put it in this documentary to remind, because we were laughing about it.
Eu tava na balada e cantei uma omega e cantei assim pra rua. E-I-O-U, Pícero. E-I-O-U pra Matias. E-I-O.
It's already the second floor. You can see all the wooden forms for the beams being prepared. Some beams are already done on the left side, and on the right side it's done, and the left side it's about to be done. The wooden forms are ready for it. Most of the columns on the first floor are done also. You can see already the columns supporting the beams. That's the area that will be under the second floor, which is an area of 3,5 times 14 meters, plus that area there, another area that was just shown to, it's there, I think, yeah, that area there, on the left side, it will be used as a room there on the first floor and as a room on the second floor, and in the third level it will sustain a water tank. So that's why the structure that will have a second and a third floor has that part there to sustain a water tank. So it's basically a rectangle 3,5 times 14 meters plus a square there that you see on the left side, which is 3,5 times 3 meters basically. The rest will be one big room with only one floor. So that's the area there that will have two floors and even eventually 3. At that moment we thought it will only stop at 2, but then we decided that 3 was even better. Those are the beams that will be used for the floor of the second floor. They're already being placed there. Already the cement is in the wooden forms, drying. And while it dries, they place the small beams for the floor. Some foam is placed in between the beams, and cement will be poured all over. But first, all the beams have to be placed. So there the beams are being placed, along with the steam foam. That's the main worker, the star worker, the most professional one that did all the intelligent work, intelligent construction work. A very good guy. That's one film that I took during the construction that I like a lot, because that's how it looks like in the morning sometimes at that hour, at that time of the year. which is June. I like it a lot. It gives you a feeling of how it feels at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. That's taken from the house next to the house that I'm building, which is the one that I'm living in during the construction. Already the beams, the columns are in place. The beams for the second floor also, almost all of them are placed except on the left side. That left part is the one that will sustain the water tank as it grows, but besides the water tank it will generate 2 more rooms. So you see here, you understand pretty well. It's a big rectangle, 3.5 times 14, but then there's a little square that goes on the right side there that will create 2 rooms in the first and second floor, plus a base for the water tank. So all that part will have 2 and 3 floors. That opening is for stairs, for some stairs. And now that all the foam is placed, there's a grid, a steel grid that will be placed over that to give more structural force. So that left part is the one that will sustain the water tank and will have also 1 room in the first floor and another in the second. And then there's a little extension in front of the image. There's a little extension that will be used to simply to have more space, that we extended that part. That's the steel grid. So besides the beams, you put like a steel grid, which will give more strength to the whole structure. Now you can see that it's almost basically finished, the preparation to pour cement in the second floor. That's my son, Pablo. Those yellow tubes there is for the electricity that goes to the house, and part of it goes is embedded in the floor. That's me. And that's Pablo.
Contento con el cortecito de pelo nuevo.
A new haircut. Now from now on, they start preparing all the cement with gravel to pour on the floor. This is a manual work, and it takes from 7 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. Some extra workers were hired to do this job.
vai me atrapalhar tudo. Pode lá pra cima. Puxar a massa lá mais pra lá, ó. Puxar lá mais pra lá, pra frente. Puxar ela pra cá e deixar ela aqui. Não, bater aqui pra ali.
Pablo with his new haircut.
O que der a bolsa aí, não. Jogar a massa pra lá.
That's the cement and the gravel mixed right there.
Essa quebra. Volta a tapa aí, não? Um carro não vai adiantar nada, quando o carro não adianta mais. Água.
So all those guys are working, making the cement, and those two other guys there are spreading it on the floor. Now the cement is already poured almost everywhere. Only one part is still left. Still very fresh. It's on that same day. They took a break to eat something. Just enough to keep on going. Some bread.
Nada desse jeito. Tá bom que isso, Isso aqui aí, tá ficando é grosso aí. Mas eu não uso, ó. Tem uma irmã mulher, mano. É doido. A única mulher que saiu foi não.
It was a lot of work. That's why we hired some extra hands. Let the cement dry before it gets mixed with sand and gravel. They were already starting to drink a little beer because it's tradition that after working on this, they drink and eat. So already most of the job is already done.
There you go.
Now it's just bucket. We cannot use the chariot anymore.
Epa! Olha eu doido.
That's how it's done. That's how you get the floor done. I like that insect, it's rare. It appeared just that day. So there you have a nice overview of how the second floor will look like. There you can see the extension on the left side for a big extension that will support the water tank that I said before, and a little extension that will just make some room for a bathroom in the third floor, and also for some extra space on the second floor. So the job is mostly done. That's the food. I hired a friend of mine that cooks professionally. She came to prepare some food for this guy. That's beans with meat and rice and some salad. That's the house I'm staying while that construction is done. And now it's time to eat and drink beer.
Não, tem que você pediu pouco de qualquer coisa. É isso, acha que você é pior do que os outros. Cadê os copos? Os copos? Você bebeu cerveja.
That's the house that I'm staying while the other is being built. The columns were inspired by this house, and the big terrace that I'm doing in the new house is also inspired by this house because it has a big porch. This one and the new one will also have a very big porch around the house. Sun, a small sun on the hammock. My cat. And they already ate and they're drinking and speaking a little bit, having fun. I drank pretty much and I was falling asleep. I was getting a little bit annoyed because that woman didn't stop talking. I mean, not annoyed, but a little bit like bored.
Mas Mael, você é mais atrapalhado que Mael. Ele pode misturar o que for. Mael não é.
And that's how it looks like when it's dry. Now it's dry. And we put some water over it to let it dry with water so that it dries strong. So this already gives an idea of how the second floor will be, and that opening there is for the stairs. And the steel that goes beyond is because other columns will be made here on the second floor. The columns will go up more, continuing the ones from below. Those are some monkeys that visit us quite often. You have to be careful with the food because they love bananas, so you cannot leave bananas around or mangoes, otherwise they will be eaten. And the cat wants to eat them. He only wants to eat one of those monkeys, but he can't. They're fast. Some banana was given to them. They have a very human-like face. It's quite amazing. They're called micos here, micos. And that's a view of all the columns almost already done, all the columns for the first level. And, making sure it's wet. He was so happy about the food that was given that day that he wanted to hire that same woman that prepared the food to come cook for us.
Lo hace en su casa, Pablo Mateo, ¿para qué va a venir aquí a hacerlo?